Welcome to the YouTube channel of Verve Corporation, makers of revolutionary document capture software. This channel is dedicated to educating users of Verve Capture and the information capture industry. In the previous video, we learned what components comprise a production implementation of Verve Capture and saw a high-level demonstration of forms being captured. In this video, we will explain the Verve Application and explore the Verve Design module, which is used to create the production Verve Capture system. If you have not watched the previous video, it is highly recommended that you watch it now and come back to this video afterwards. Jumping right into it, this is a diagram of a Verve Capture application. The components of a Verve application are: the Verve Application object is the object that contains all of the other Verve objects that comprise one business capture application. The Verve Interface object contains all of the objects needed for one interface, including fields and content viewers. The Verve Field object is where data is entered. It is customized to allow the extraction, validation, and transformation of one piece of data. Verve Stories are our no-code solution for data extraction, validation, and transformation. Verve Stories are covered more in depth in their own video series. Connectors allow Verve to communicate with external systems, databases, and web services. Now that you understand the structure of the Verve application, let's go ahead and build a key from paper application. In Design, click on the Application menu and select New. Give your application the name Contest Entry and hit Enter. After the application is created, the first thing we're going to do is rename the interface by right-clicking on the interface name, selecting Rename, and typing in Contest Entry Form, then hitting Enter. Let's now look at the actual form that we're going to be doing data entry from. You will notice that the form is basically a name and address block with extra email and phone number fields. To this form, we're going to add an additional field for company name, because in this scenario, we are a service bureau who processes work for multiple clients. And this is an additional way to make sure that the person doing the data entry does not enter the data into the wrong interface. Getting back to design, we're going to go ahead and create the company name field. In Verve Design, to create things, we right-click, and to select things, we left-click. So, to create the field, all you do is position your cursor on the data form and right-click and drag to create a field. Don't worry about the size, we can always fix the size later. After creating the field, you will notice that the name of the field is highlighted. This allows you to immediately type in the name of the field without having to delete anything. When done, simply hit Enter. Now we will create the label for the field by clicking on the red Label button on the toolbar. Now when you right-click and drag on the data form, a label will be created. After the field is created, the cursor is placed at the beginning of the field, allowing you to type in the label text. Even though we've made it super quick to create fields one at a time within Verve, we have an additional tool that makes creating groups of fields super quick and easy. Now let's look back again at our contest entry form. The form itself is basically a name and address block with email and phone number fields. To create this block of fields, we will use the Verve Field Generator tool. Start this by clicking on the purple Generate Fields button. From here, we can configure an address block and then create it. Starting at the top left, we're going to choose to have our labels above our data entry fields. Next, we're going to choose where to place our address block by setting the top and left offsets. Next, we're going to enter contestant in the field name prefix This will give all fields in the address block the prefix contestant. Field Generator can generate various types of fields from various sources. For our address block, we're going to go down to the Generate Address Block section, and we're going to click on the red slider that says Don't Generate. This tells the Field Generator to go ahead and generate our address block. The remainder of the options in this group allow us to configure the address block that we want. It just so happens that the default settings for this are exactly what we want for our contest entry form. So we're going to go ahead and create the address block by clicking on the Create Fields button. Notice that when the address block is created, our phone number and email fields don't exactly match the form that we're going to be capturing. To move the fields around, simply left-click and rubber band the fields that you want to move. Then you move them either by hitting Control arrow keys or using your mouse. There's one last thing that we have to do to finish up our data entry form. Notice that we moved our fields around. This means that the keying order of the fields is not going to be correct. To reorder our data entry fields from top to bottom, left to right, we can right-click on the interface name and select the Renumber Keying Order option. Your data entry form is now complete. Save your app and let's test it. To test, open up Verve Entry and hit Ctrl-K to select Key from Paper. Once Key from Paper is selected, select your application from the application list and hit Enter. This will create a new batch using your new contest entry interface. Go ahead and key a few records and watch as entry builds your batch. As you can see, the Verve Design module has several time-saving functions and features, like the Field Generator, that allow you to quickly create a document capture application. We hope you liked this video. It is the first video in the Verve Application development series. Coming up, we have videos on setting up an import directory using a Verve connector, and converting our key from paper application to a key from image application. We hope you join us for those videos.